Namaste and welcome to our gentle yoga, chair yoga and movement. My name's Chris and welcome again. It is National Multiple Sclerosis Education and Awareness Month, the month of March. So I wore my orange, which is the color for MS. It's also one of my favorite colors too. I believe it's for creativity. It brings creativity and things like that. That might be yellow. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to check my chakra list to make sure, but I know it's between red and yellow. That I do know. So yeah, so for MS, we wear orange through the month of March to bring awareness. It's interestingly the same color that because it's also National Kidney Month, Kidney Awareness Month, and orange is the same color. So knocked two out of the park. So thank you for joining us today, and we're just going to get started with some gentle movements. And I just like to start with my hands and just get them warmed up and take a deep breath in and exhale, and just rotating our wrists, rubbing our fingers and hands together to get them slightly warm. We don't want to overheat, of course. And I just do my fingertips first. And then I work my way down to the palms and get the magic working, right? Because we use our hands and fingers for just about everything that we do. Yeah, and then I start rotating my wrists. Remember to breathe in, and slowly start incorporating elbows and shoulders, keeping our spine straight and our head up and our chin up, which I tend to do one of these, especially when I'm typing. So I've been, I need to get my shoulders back a little bit more because it opens up the chest and allows for deeper breath. All right, so yeah, so we're just going to rotate and just do, so I like doing circle movements. It's very nice, almost like figure eights or infinity, if you will. That's good because it gets some blood flowing, and it also gets into the process of the comings and goings of life. You know, everything's temporary. No matter what's going on, it's temporary, and it will shift and change as time goes on. And in Tai Chi and Qigong, they speak of circles. And I know that's not yoga, but all the practices kind of form together in a different way. And a lot of movements, you know, have circles and things like that. And it's just nice to think of a shape when we do some of these movements. So just in and out. And then you can it's either kitten making biscuits or revving a motorcycle, however you want to think of it, and just grabbing and turning a little bit. And this just helps our wrists get going. And our fingers play the piano, right? We want to make sure our thumbs get involved. And roll it up. Take a deep breath in. We're going to stop in just a second, but we want to get make sure that our space around us is free and clear. So if we were to decide to stand up and do some asanas with the chair, there is room, or not. And then start working in the shoulders and rotating around. And we're going to come back to our center and take a deep breath in and exhale. And our next inhale, close your eyes. Take a nice long inhale in and exhale. And this time I'd like for you to, this breath, breathe in, try to get it as deep as you can, as long as you can in. Hold it for just a second. Sit there in the space between breath and exhale. Now, this doesn't need to be forceful. What we want it to be fulfilling, but not like forceful. So when we take a breath in, we want to go as slow as we can and fill up. Hold it for a few seconds and then release it. And when we do this, we get into the practice of in between. A lot of times, especially in our society, it's either in or out. And there's also that threshold between, like that's in the door, like what's that space called, right? Where you're entering a room, you're not in a room. That's kind of what the breath is. And it's a fun space to play with. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a sec. Slowly exhale. Because those are the moments in between when things happen, when we make decisions and choices. It's not usually on a breath in or breath out, it's the space in between. So it kind of helps. So one more breath in and exhale. And on our next inhale, think of a mantra, maybe a word that you can repeat later in the day that can bring you back to this space if you need it for calm, or if you need, or if there's something that you want to accomplish or achieve later in the day or even tomorrow before the end of the day that can help you feel better the next day. Because our goal is just to build and build slowly. And we're not trying to build huge, life-changing things in a day, but it might be, oh, I want to forgive myself, or I want to forgive someone else, or I want to thank myself, or any of those things. So take another deep breath in, have a just nice positive thought, or a mantra, a word. Just could be love, it could be forgiveness, it could be passion, if there's something that you want to complete, or discipline, any number of things, whatever word you choose. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And one more inhale in and exhale. All right. So let's just begin by slowly raising our right arm up. Nice gentle movement up. We're going to inhale in on the way up, slowly. Lean back if you can, as best you can, without falling over, obviously. You can use the back of your chair, depending on your chair, as support, or you can hold the side of your chair as support. And exhale, bring it down. And the left side up. And then back. And then come down. And the side of the chair, we use our chair. One of the reasons is to help with balance. If our balance is off, it's because we don't want to be leaning over to the side too much, right? I'm going to go on the right side again. And come up and lean back slightly. Now you can do this without your back against the chair, the back of the chair. If you're up straight, just lean back slightly and bring it down. And left side up. And exhale. One more time on the right. Up. And down. One more time on the left. And down. Now we're going to super complicate it and do both at the same time. All right, here we go. up and down. One more time, up and down. Last time, up and down. I'm going to stand up for a sec to move the chair back slightly. So just take a deep breath. So you can see me a little bit better, hopefully. Hopefully you can. Oh no, much farther away. Right. Wow. Okay, there we go. That works much better. All right. And we can shake that out. So take a deep breath in, shake it out. Now we're going to incorporate doing both. We're going to go up again, then we're going to come out to the side and hold for just a second. Okay, so we're going to go up, exhale to the side, hold for a second, another inhale, and then exhale down. Okay. Let's do this 3 times. Right. Inhale up, exhale to the side. Hold for just a second. Try and squeeze as if you have like a card, like a credit card, in your back and then down. Right? We're wanting to get the lower back, the upper back a little bit more loose. Right? So we're going to go up again, to the side, squeeze it. I believe it's your scapula. It's in the back. So and the way to do this, as opposed to having arms up here, try to get your pinkies, if you could, to reach your back, right? So bring your pinkies back as far as they can, your pinky fingers, and you should feel a squeeze. You don't want any pain, and exhale as you come down, right? But you do want to feel something, right? But no pain, right? Up one more time. Very gentle, as high as you can go. Exhale, come to the side. Hold for just a second. Again, pull back your arms. Inhale and exhale, come down. Right? The goal is that we can get our hands behind our back at some point. We're not going to necessarily do that today, but this can help release some of this here. If you can do it, great. If not, no worries. Right? Let's try it. Let's see if we can do it. So what we're going to do is you're going to come up to the side, and we're just going to fold our arms instead of coming in front like this and giving ourselves a hug. We're going to try to go behind. Now, if you can't do this, it's okay. You can just go to the side of your chair and hold on, and then pull your shoulders back. It does very much the same thing, right? And really what you're doing is pushing yourself down into the chair. Your legs are soft, and you're just pulling yourself a little bit more. Our goal is to get our shoulders back just a little bit, right? So we're not hunched over, because this limits our breathing, and also can immobilize and freeze our shoulders, right? So we want to keep these as open and available to us as possible, because we need to be able to reach cabinets, reach out, be able to push things, pull things. And if we have to go higher, this helps with that. So let's do it one more time, right? We're going to take a deep breath in. Same thing, open, and come to the side of the chair, if that works for you, and pull once you grab the side of the chair, if that works for you, or try to go behind if you can. You're going to need to be about 6 to 8 inches from the back of your chair. You can't be up against the back of the chair, so 6 to 8 inches there, all right? Now, when we release this, it's very important to not do it quickly, right? You want to take another inhale in, exhale, and release slowly, and let our arms drop just to the side, and then bring them back to the front, right? So almost like we don't have control over them. When we release them, we just like, whoop, and then bring them to the front. Okay, like that. All right, one last time, one more time. It's new stuff, new stuff. So we're going to go up, to the side, to the back if you can. Straighten your back, chin up. Inhale. Exhale, slowly release and bring your arms to the front. Hopefully that worked for you. Again, if not, just grab the side of the chair. That works as well. Okay, we're going to do one more, and this we're going to incorporate our neck. So we're going to come up again to the side. We're going to turn our head, our gaze, to either the left or right, whichever you want to begin with. Inhale in, and exhale, and switch and turn to the other side. And exhale. Now, if you want to change how this feels, you can begin and make a move so it's either palms facing forward or palms down. Some people like palms up, that's pretty tricky. Some people like palms facing back, whatever works for you. Some people rotate while it's happening, and this helps as well. But just stick with one spot, and if you want to rotate slowly, feel free. The goal is we want to open up like this, as wide as we can, almost like opening the door. We'll do this in just a sec. We're going to open like this, take a deep breath in, turn our heads, exhale. One more time. Other side. Inhale, and arms come back up and down and around the front. Okay. We'll do it one more time to unleash. We're going to inhale up and then have our arms come back down to the side like this, like a rainbow. Right. So we want to come up and out. And what I like to do is I think of my hand, my pinky especially, depending on which way I'm going, as if it's cutting through something. So I lead, if you will, I lead with my pinky finger or my thumb when I'm going up sometimes, right? It just helps kind of guide and not have our hand, it gives our hands kind of some armature, some like focus in the hand. So it's not just curled up. We want to make sure that we're engaging our hands, okay? All right, just take a quick break. Just slow down for a sec. Take a deep inhale in and exhale. You can close your eyes for a second just to take a quick break. Inhale in and exhale. On next inhale, I'd like for just start moving your feet, just your toes, get your toes engaged, kind of like what we did with our fingers, except we need to use the floor. If you're wearing shoes, that's okay. We just want our feet to like bicycling is really kind of what it feels like. And just pump so our toes start getting a little blood flow to them. And you can start rotating your ankles, very similar to what we did with our wrists, right? So we're just doing something very similar. Right. And then just incorporate hips, rotate in and out as best you can. Right. Because a lot of times what happens, at least for me, is our smaller joints get locked into place, and it's tough to release them, and so we have to do smaller movements. But I don't know if you've ever had, like, your big toe might have felt like it was stuck, or your thumb might have felt it got stuck and then it got released, and just the relief that brings is always good. And that's why movement's very helpful. If you can take your foot and bend it forward to release the top part. So your your foot is bending forward a little bit, if that's okay. If not, don't worry about it. It just helps with the very front part of your foot. Remember the toe bones connected to the shin bone, and the shin bones connected to the knee bone, and all that stuff. So everything's connected inside of us. And what we do in one part does affect the other. Right? If we rotate our thumbs like this, we can feel in here where it's actually activated. And if you do like piano playing sort of moves, you can really feel how it goes. So it's important to try to remain as flexible and loose as possible when we're doing these things. All right. So we're going to take another deep breath in. Hold it for a sec. Relax the body again. Release some of the tension that we've built up. And we're going to start swinging our knee out. Right. So what I do is I put my heel on the floor and I release it out, kind of at an angle. It's not going opening like this. It's more opening, just kind of relaxing to the side, if that works for you. So I have my foot up. I wish you could show it a little bit better. But my heel is on the ground, and I'm just kind of letting my knee drop to one side and then the other. I don't want it to come on the inside, right? Because that can cause some pain in the hip. So we want to open up and open up and open up and open up and up and up. Remember to breathe. And up and up. Okay. And now we're going to do a side stretch where we're going to do a bend. So we're going to bring our right arm up. I'm sorry, left arm up, over to our right knee, just above the right knee, not on the knee, right? We don't want to engage the knee, we want to be up a little bit higher on the knee. And then we're going to do a spinal twist over to our right hand side. So the neck is going to face to the right. Inhale, exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper. Now this time we're going to face this way. In a future one, we're going to turn our necks this way and do a spinal twist, but our necks will turn. But initially, let's just start going this way and release slowly. And we're just going to let our arm drop across. I'm going to take my right arm, go up, inhale, come across, let your head follow, and relax for a second. If you're on the East Coast of the United States, I wish you a happy 11/11. If you're familiar with the number 11/11, very nice. Inhale in, exhale. And we're going to release slowly. Inhale and release. And back. And then we're going to come up. Same thing, over to the side. Now you might want to not be directly against the back of your chair. If you can, please be up, seated up a little bit closer. Inhale in and exhale and release. One more time. Go into the other side. Inhale up. Exhale to the side. You can also grab the side of your chair if that works. The idea is to keep spine up and chest open and to your left. And exhale and release. Now this time we're going to add a little bit more movement with the head, just for the neck, to incorporate that. So we're going to come up, left hand up, over to the right, turn, and then neck is going to come and look to the left as best we can. If you can get back to the center, that's great. Please do this slowly. We're going to go as far over to the left as possible. Tricky thing with this is our shoulder, we don't want our shoulder to come up to our ears. We want our shoulders to drop and to give as much space between our ear and our shoulder as we can. And this is the stretch, because if we're scrunched up, it's not healthy. It's actually might do a little bit of harm. We don't want to do that. So we want to turn our neck as best we can. Inhale, exhale, and release. And turn our head back to the center. And all this is super slow and gentle. Okay, we're not trying to go anywhere fast. All right, so we're going to take our right arm up, over to the left-hand side. Let your head follow. Exhale, inhale in. Our neck is going to turn to the right and go as far as we can. We don't want to lean at the same time. We don't want to lean into this. This is a twist, so we want to make sure our spine is up, our shoulders are low, our neck is high, and we're turning as best we can. And you'll feel this right along in this area and opening this up for a stretch. Inhale in, exhale, and release back to the center. All right. So now I think we've covered most of our part. I mean, our hips are a little tricky to do seated. We can do some of that. We're just gonna, we just want to work a little bit on this. So I'm going to take both my hands and go under my leg. All right. I don't want to grab the knee. I don't want to grab too low, and I don't want to bend over. What I want to do is just support my leg, right? And this also pulls the arms as well. So we're going to take an inhale in, and then gently lift our leg off the floor. I'm starting with my right. If you want to incorporate, you can spin your heel around, right? Spin your toes around, and then bring back down. You can go as high as you can, right? So if we were laying on the floor, we would want this knee to our chest, right? So if you can lift it that high, that's great. Try to incorporate that our arms are just using support, so we shouldn't be lifting, right? We should be incorporating our hips, and then once we get it as high as we can, we kind of let our arms take over and do the work. Okay. As our leg tries to drop back down, but on the way up, we want to lift up with our legs from our hip, and then bring it back down slowly. So we're going to try it on our left side. Inhale in, leg comes up, we support it. And now another way you can support it is putting a hand in front. If you want a little bit more bend and squeeze, that works as well. And this way you can pull back a little bit more. And this works a little bit more in the glutes. The higher we get, the more it's going to work in that area. If we can only get this high, that's fine. But we want to get it as high as we can, keeping our shoulders straight. Inhale up and exhale. Let go and drop it back down gently. We're not doing anything fast. Let's try it one more time on our right side. Inhale in, leg comes up, and you can either support in the front as such. Think of it as if we're lying on the ground and we're trying to bring our knee to our chest. That's what we want to do. And exhale. One more time on the left. Inhale in, up, exhale. One more inhale and exhale. We don't want anything to be too tight. We don't want to really squeeze too hard either. All right. So we're going to do it one more time. We'll lift the leg, lift your leg up, beginning with the knee. So imagine a string being pulled up like this. So inhale. This comes up. We just hold. We're just holding it in place. All right. And once we get it, so we can hold it in place and it's not falling, if we can get it a little bit higher and assist with the stretch, that helps too. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Other side. Inhale in, lift up, grasp, and pull towards. One more inhale. And exhale. Release. Let's shake it out for a second. Right? And just take a quick break. We're just going to put our hands on our knees, close our eyes for a moment, take a deep inhale in. And exhale. Making sure we're sitting up straight, that we're not leaning to one side or the other, or forward. You just want to be straight up and down, like this. Inhale in and exhale. On our next inhale, let's try to remember the mantra that we had. We brought in earlier, or or whatever feeling that can help us get through the day, or into the next couple days, whatever. We're rolling into the weekend, so maybe something for this weekend can be helpful. So a nice deep inhale in and exhale. Now we're going to start winding down a little bit. Before we do, I want to incorporate and integrate some balance, some things to help with balance. We're going to start by doing right arm up, left leg up, and lean back as best we can. I'm going to do my best to keep my hand on my knee, or use the side as a grip, just to hold on. So it's going to look like, if you can't come back up, just really the idea is to lean back a little bit more in the chair. So we want to come up like this. If you need to support your knee, that's okay too. Right? Such. And down. Same thing. Right hand side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left side. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time on the right. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time on the left. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right. And then last time we're going to do a opposites. So I'm going to go right arm up, left leg up, left arm up, right leg up. Okay. Let's try that. How about that? Let's take a deep breath and exhale. And let's begin. Inhale up, right arm, left leg. And exhale, come down. We don't have to get our leg to our chest, right? We just want to be able to incorporate both. So left side and right side. Up. And exhale down. One more time on the right. Inhale up. Exhale down. On the left side and right side. Left arm up, right leg up. Exhale. And down. One last time on each side. Inhale up. Exhale, come down. And opposite. Inhale up. Exhale down. All right. It might not seem like a lot of movement, but it is a fair bit of work. So we need to, now we're going to start, when we've integrated, we've done some simple things. We do one more. Sort of, it's an exercise for our face and our neck. First thing we're going to do is we're done with all the big heavy movements, the heavy lifting, if you will. But I would like to still incorporate some neck and head movements, because this sometimes, when we get tired and throughout the day, our neck starts to lean forward and it pulls on our spine, and it can cause pain in the back of our neck, which can cause headaches and all kinds of not so nice things. So I'd like for chin to come up, take a deep breath in and exhale. And now we're just going to do a simple movement. We're going to put our shoulder, keep our shoulders down, I should say, and take a deep inhale in and look to your right and exhale. Shoulders drop. Inhale in, exhale back to the center. One more inhale and to the left. Exhale and inhale in, exhale back to the center, keeping our shoulders low. Now we're going to lean our necks, push our chins out as we go up. Inhale in, exhale, push the chin out. And this really opens the airway, so it's a straight line, right? So it's like an exhaust pipe, because coming here, we have that bend right here, and we can get most of the air out, but having it here, direct line out. Take one more deep breath in, turn head to center. Inhale, head up, shoulders down. Exhale. One more time, head back to center. Inhale, exhale, chin comes up, exhale. And bring head back to center. Okay. All right. Now close our eyes. We're going to close our eyes. And I'd like for you to, oddly enough, it's going to sound weird, but like wiggle your ears. So close your eyes, and we're going to make some funny faces now, which is totally okay. Your eyes are closed, no one can see it, right? So we're going to smile, right? And make a really squinty face. So take a deep breath in, smile, open your mouth, move the jaw around, squeeze our ears, like we hear a weird sound or something we're unfamiliar with, and like, wait, what? What? We want to incorporate that, because this brings blood flow to our ears and helps. So be okay with making funny faces. It's all good. No one can see. And I'm squeezing my nose, and I'll move my face around. And as weird as it feels, and you might get some tears, which is totally normal. Okay. But that helps bring like some awareness to our membranes in our face, and moves that around. Because how often do we do that? Let's be honest. Like how often we go and move stuff around. So that can help with our nasal passages and things like that. It's all connected. Our head is one big what is it? One big, like, just, there's a whole bunch of space in there that needs help opening back up. So you might have teared up a little bit, which is perfectly normal. It's okay to yawn. Not rude. All right. And loosen up the jaw. All right, we want to keep our shoulders straight. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Now we're serious again. We're not going to, no more funny stuff. All right, now we're serious. So now I want to exercise our eyes, which can help with if your eyes have trouble focusing or this, that, and the other. This can help intentionally bring some focus to the eyes. So I'll demonstrate with my eyes open, but we're going to do this with our eyes closed. What we're going to do is we're going to come up, go over to your left side, go down to the right side, back up, and then back to the center. And we're going to go in the opposite direction. Looks weird with the eyes open, right? So up, side, down, etc. And also it dries out our eyes. So we want to make sure that we keep our eyes closed when we do this. So close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Exhale. On next inhale, we're going to start this movement. So we're going to inhale in. Our eyes go up, to the left, down, to the right, up, and center. Now, while we do this, I'm speaking, so I'm exhaling while I speak. So what I'd like for you to do is just do a slow exhale throughout the motion. All right, so we're going to inhale in, exhale slowly as we go around, up, side, down, side, up, center. And anything left after we get back to the center, just push out and have that space between. Inhale in, up, side, down, side, up, center. Now we're going to do the opposite. So we're still going to go up and down the same. We're just going to switch the direction. So we're going to go up, to the right, down, to the left, up, and center. Inhale in. Exhale, going up, right, down, left, up, center. Exhale whatever's left. One last time. Inhale up, side, down, side, up, and center. Okay. Now we're going to just do left to right. I'm sorry, right. Yeah, it's fine. We start left to right. So inhale in, all the way to the left, all the way to the right. Now you might find yourself like kind of engaging over to the right and engaging over to the left as if we're looking in that direction. Totally okay. Right. Inhale in and to the left and eyeballs to the right and then back to center. Inhale in, to the left, to the right, and center. And finally, we're going to go up and down. All right, so we're going to go inhale up, and exhale as we come down. We do it slowly. And your head might want to lean forward. It's totally okay. Inhale. Just do the opposite though. Right? So if you're going to go down, make sure you come back up when you bring your eyeballs up and down. It's okay to move your head with this. Right? Inhale up, exhale down. We're doing this all super slow. One more time. Inhale up, exhale down. Very good. Now let's come back into our chairs, right? So we're going to just go sort of, and we've been forward in our chairs for most of this class. So we're just going to slide back in our chairs so we can relax and have our back against the back, and then slightly, not much, push back so your lower back is forward. What we don't want to do is be forward like this and our back and our shoulders come forward. We want to keep our shoulders back, right? Almost like we're like in an airplane laying back and we're getting ready and we're taking off, right? So we don't want to be leaning forward. We want just the tops of our shoulders because we're going to kind of relax, but we don't want to fall asleep, and we want to make sure we're balanced. So we want to make sure we're safe and balanced, right? So you can have your hands on the side of your chair or on your legs, whatever feels comfortable. We don't want to be leaning, right? Because if you do fall asleep, we don't want to fall over, right? So you can have, I tend to have my neck sort of straight and relaxed, and just a super relaxed position. Like there is nothing to do and nowhere to go. No one's telling me what to do. Well, I guess I am, but no one's like bossing me around to do stuff, if you will. So we're just going to start relaxing, and this is Savasana. And this is kind of the best, where we kind of just start slowing down. So if you want to go back to what we did in the beginning and do a little, I don't know, conducting the orchestra, maybe that's what it feels like. Just a little flow like this, just to relax and bring ourselves back into a soft space. And I want to, as we're settling in, just thank you guys, and thank everyone for watching and coming today, taking the time out to participate. That's one of the biggest challenges, is showing up. Once we show up, the rest is easy, right? So let's close our eyes. Inhale in. Exhale. And thank you for saying yes to watching this video. It helps me as much as it helps you, and hopefully it helps you. But it really helps me as well in doing these movements. It's much more fun to exercise and to be in space with people. Doing something, it requires a lot less discipline than it does doing this by ourselves. The hour goes by really quick, and so I appreciate you guys, you being here. So we inhale in, just relax, and exhale. And inhale in, eyes closed, and exhale. And inhale in, and slowly exhale. We're just going to be here for a few minutes. Nice, safe space. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Let your legs relax, let your feet relax. Nothing to do. Easy peasy. Your arms might end up falling to the side, totally okay. No need to catch yourself unless you're actually falling. Let's hope that's not happening. So we're just you can ease your arms to the side so you're not as focused on where your hands are. Inhale in. If you feel any pain in your back, feel free to adjust yourself in your chair. Right? If you're feeling that you're sliding or something like that in your lower back, so just readjust. No big deal. No big deal. Whatever feels good for you is important. Right? And any of the things that we do, right? If it doesn't feel right for you, no need to continue. That goes for life as well. It's not for you, it's not for you. It's okay. It's okay to say no, but it's also important to say yes to some things. Inhale in, and exhale. Maybe works. Maybe works to think on stuff. Okay. Inhale, and exhale. We're just slowing down. Really like thinking of the mantra that we came up with, or the words came up with earlier. And exhale. Now I'll leave the breathing up to you. And you do and go at your pace. Just remember to adjust yourself as needed. You might be in a position for a little bit and then I want to relax a little bit more. Totally okay. Or when I sit up a little bit straighter, totally okay. This is your time. Couple more nice deep breaths in. And start slowly kind of coming back into our space. Keep your eyes closed. Maybe start moving your fingers and toes. Inhale in. And exhale. Just slowly kind of come back. You don't want to go too deep, so we don't want to fall asleep. But it's a nice relaxing bit where no one's asking anything of us. And we're in a safe space in our own little spot. Inhale in. And exhale. Again, with your mantra, your word. So when you get into a space, sometimes it just takes 5 to 10 seconds to reset yourself when you're in a space of anxiety or panic. It doesn't take 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Sometimes it can take 3 minutes or 2 minutes or 1 minute just to come back to this sort of space and feeling what you're feeling now. Inhale in and exhale. And just start waking up your arms again, shoulders. Do some pretty movement. Whatever feels good to you. There's no right or wrong. It might be big movements, might be slow movements, but just start coming back. The eyes closed. Sometimes people like to come, especially after sitting. Typically, Savasana is done on a yoga mat on the floor with our arms in prone position. It's called a corpse pose. So a lot of times hands are up, sometimes hands are down, but typically hands are up in this pose. And it is a pose because it's as much of work to stay still many times as it is to do a movement for some people, right? Being in movement or being still is tricky for many, many people. And for the mind isn't racing. So I like to keep my eyes closed as long as I can during this part, as I kind of feel the space around me, and I come back into it. And so I inhale in again, and exhale. And it's okay to not be able to sit still. It's just part of the goal of yoga is to be able to be in the space of, it's just non-movement, right? Where their mind is still, nothing to think about, nothing to do, nowhere to be. And then being able to come back from that feeling refreshed and not anxious or panicked or anything like that. Right? Or hopefully in safe spaces in the moment. We're going to take another deep breath in and exhale. And as we begin to come back into our bodies in movement, still nowhere to be, still nothing to think about. Right? So I just like to spin around a little bit because we've been sitting for an hour, right? And we don't want to be stiff because sitting a lot of times can cause that. So if you can find ways to move while we're sitting, because we spend a lot of time sitting, whether at work or in the car or in an office, waiting. And then, of course, sleeping or lying down. So staying in movement helps, especially if we're sitting. So another inhale in and exhale. I'm going to start coming back, and I'm going to start slowly opening my eyes. I see a little bit of like tearish type stuff, which is totally normal. And sometimes it helps to slowly open and blink a little bit, just to readjust to the light that's in the room. Inhale as you do it, and exhale, and just start opening up, and then open your eyes wide. And then if you need to wipe away tears, totally okay. Some people find that the corpse pose and Savasana is probably sometimes the hardest pose, because it makes you, there's no action happening, and it makes you kind of be with yourself. And sometimes that's tough, because we're just left with what's in our heads, and that's totally okay. It's just for some people that becomes the practice, not the movements. The this is easy. It's the being with ourselves. And sometimes yoga, just be mindful. In certain practices, yoga, it really wants to bind you together, right? It's a union. You want to be because sometimes we feel we're over here and over here. What yoga tries to do, or yoke, is bring things together. And for sometimes that can be a challenge mentally, not just physically, because yoga is a mental practice as well, and spiritual as well, if you incorporate the spiritual aspects. But the mental part is being by ourselves, and that's where we find it the toughest. So being able to be by ourselves, but in a group, is helpful to remind us that we're not alone. And that sometimes, especially when in a group practice, sometimes people will touch each other's hands because they feel like they're flying out in space and they need to be grounded again, and that's totally okay. So just be aware of that yoga can bring up some of that stuff, and it's totally okay. It's there for a reason, but you're safe and you're in a safe space, and that's what that's kind of the goal, to realize that. So and to help with that, and it's helped me in those things through the passing of both my parents. It's helped me with that, and being able to be in a safe space and not have a bunch of other things to think about, and just be able to focus on certain things, and think of it with joy, not just with sadness. So it's important to do that. So thank you guys for coming today and participating, and thank you for saying yes. Maybe you'll say yes to something else that's fun and exciting for you, and gives your life some passion. And reading, or maybe someone says yes to you, and you're able to work on stuff together. It's always good. But thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming today. And March is we have how many days in March? 31 days. We got 3 extra days from February, so we gained some back. So we do have some really cool things coming up with our Zooms. We have a next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, we have one for about cannabis with Dr. Ben Thrower and Aaron Sieber of Canacures, and and we'll be talking about using cannabis in therapeutic settings. And it's more about intake and innovations, because some people who are unable to hold objects, there are some innovations in cannabis that can help with that, with using that medicine. And Casey, what are some other, not to put you on the spot, Casey, but what are some other fun things?
Let's see, later in the month, we have programs on how to be an advocate, on everything you need to know about MS, which is really very much about symptom management and living with it. And there's a program on health equity and a program on access to care.
And people can go to our website and also Facebook pages and YouTubes and this, that, and the other.
Yep.
Yeah.
msfocus.org events. And of course, we have yoga on Mondays and Thursdays. We have art therapy on Monday nights. And then there are the dance and exercise classes on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, is it? Something like that. So all kinds of stuff going on all the time.
I think the only thing we don't have is equine therapy. That'd be a little tricky. It'd be fun, be interesting, but I don't know.
Little difficult to do remote, yeah.
That'd be fun. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Let's just close up, just kind of finish up the practice. Just close our eyes one more time. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. And a nice deep breath. Exhale. And this last one, let's just put our hands in prayer. Inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Thank you guys for coming.